What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. So today, voted on by my wonderful community channel members, the citizens of Yimbonia, we're going to take a look at some recent options that we have for the character of Daredevil. So it's been really nice so far. I'm not going to lie. We've had, and I'll start off with the first one, which I'm going to double check real quick because maybe I got all my Marvel Legend heads right here. Because I'm going to, make sure I'm representing all of these figures well. Which, of course, I don't currently have. Where did I put that other option? Oh, my goodness. Okay. That's all right. I'll find it. It's somewhere. So, Daredevil. We started out with the Renew Your Vows Buck Marvel Legends figure. And it was, I think, the second one, because Spidey Renew Your Vows was the first on this Buck. And then they dropped the 3-pack with the classic Daredevil look. Now, this head sculpt is from another one that I'm going to talk about. But it was essentially the same version, just without the paint on the far head. I'm trying to think if I put it in this little container. See, I keep all of my stuff in all of these little things. Maybe not here. Rats. So it's the exact same. That's where I'm getting at. It's the exact same head sculpt, but this cell shading, this black on top, is from this guy, which was the Hydro Man 2-pack. I really enjoy that figure quite a bit. Both of these are great. This one bothered me in terms of just the standalone look. I've now gotten more accustomed to it, but for a while there, I was worried that he looked just naked. Not that he was actually naked, but just the look of the all one color. Proportionally, I thought that this did better on some of the other characters like Spidey, Deadpool. But no, that was my early on version. This looks a lot sharper to me now. So yeah, we had this one. This was from, like I said, the 3-pack. That was with Elektra and Bullseye, and really strong offering. The other cool thing was that this version came with 2 versions of the baton cables. So you were able to have not only like a thrown baton, but then you can get one that can bend around a little bit more. And then we had this guy. He's actually showing this off right now. But then we had the Hydro Man 2-pack, and this cell shading, this is why I gravitated to this one immediately, because all of a sudden, my critiques of the nakedness of this guy was solved by the cell shading. By the way, we got some people in the chat, so let's say hi real quick. What's up, Dorito? Jukebox Hero, how you doing? Grumps, this is alive. Yes, it is. This is just a quick one. I get home from work, and right before I have to go run out to pick up my kids. So I just figured to come and hang out and talk about Daredevil. So yeah, we have the cell shading one. This was from the 2-pack with Hydro Man. And once again, really awesome offering. I personally love how they did the cell shading here. Quite a bit. I think that's just super rad. I even had a misprint on mine where they didn't fully complete the D. They're missing some paint. So all I did was I took a Gundam marker and just did my own shading. So in hand, if you looked really close, you could kind of see. And of course, it rubs away a little bit. But I think that blends in really nicely. So this little chunk right under his left boobie, right of his left pec, that was me. I shaded that. So again, rather than go through the hassle of complaining to Hasbro, I just dealt with it. Now, by owning these 2, was really torn about the Mafex Daredevil. So this is one of those things. I've made videos about dealing with FOMO, in whatever community, whatever your interests are. If there's people that, you know, look up to, respect, whether it's their opinions, their work, their photography, whatever the thing is. I fell into the FOMO of the Mafex Daredevil. So I do have him here, but we're going to save him for a second. We're going to save him. So again, going back to the 3-pack, if you ever need a solid Daredevil, there's no cell shading on the regular version, and it's only one head sculpt. So it's just this one stoic expression minus the cell shading. This is a great option, though, if you were looking. I'm sure people on eBay are just selling off individually versions of that 3-pack if you didn't need Elektra or Bullseye, although the Bullseye is a really great figure, too. What's up, Clintastic? Is this a real live or just fantasy? This is a real live. This is a real-life boy right here talking about his toys. But yeah, so I really like this one, which, again, caused me to buy this one for the optics of the cell shading. And it could have been enough. Like, this guy came with the 2 grippy hands and the fists, and then this guy ended up giving you also like this open splayed hands. And of course, like, I then get into what are these things look like if I part swap. So the head sculpt on this, I think, looks really rad myself, and it kind of breaks up the uniform red look, which is what I had always been critical of. So I like that head sculpt on there. This is the Daredevil when he, you know, I forget that he's running the fist, the hand, the fist. So, you know, came out in the wave. There was a Power Man. There was the Elektra lady, you know, like Lady Deadpool or Death. She's in her Daredevil attire as Elektra. So this is the head sculpt from that. And I love the beard. I love a bearded representation on an action figure. So this head, you could see, does go well color-wise with these 2 guys. So that's just an extra head sculpt option. And I thought I had it easy to find, but this guy did come with a second head sculpt, which was a good one. It's a nice yelling face. So once again, great options if you were sticking to Legends, which I was really trying to tell myself to just stick to Legends. I really was on that when everybody was posting over on IG all of their wonderful Mafex, Daredevil pictures. I was thinking about doing something where I was going to highlight the posing ability of these guys. But like I said, I caved. So shout out to my man Machu Toy. He did a crazy, awesome reel beating up Tracksuit Mafia guys. And yeah, of all the pictures, so many wonderful pictures out there. So I did, in fact, get the Mafex. And he is a significant upgrade. He really is. Just from the paint work, I mean, this is the weathering, the details that they bring out are truly special. Like, I obviously haven't touched this guy at all. This is a different head sculpt, which I'll talk about. But you could just see from the body how they painted in, like, just there's this shading in there that is really, really wonderful. The difference in reds are apparent too, from the boots and the belt. It really does a nice job of giving us that uniform look, but again, not falling into where it could look kind of nakedy. All right, so then the other thing you get with the Mafex, because again, big price difference. However, both of these guys were locked behind multi-packs. So this was a 3-pack. I think it was about $75 if I recall. This was a 2-pack, so it was a $50 purchase. So once again, in order to get like a perfect Daredevil, I'm spending a lot of money on this stuff anyway. But, you know, having these 2 guys, I have enough hands now and head options. So I'm good with Legend Daredevil people. Plus, both of these guys have pinless joints. And they're on the Renew Your Vows buck, which is my favorite Marvel Legends body. I will shout out the Renew Your Vows Deadpool. That's the one with Hydra Bob. Those end up working beautifully color-wise with the Daredevil and some of the Captain America figures. So check that you might end up getting some more like hand options if you own any of those extra ones. All right. Speaking of hand options, Mafex does have a ton. So if you were just looking for like a definitive comic-inspired Daredevil, Mafex is the way to go. Because of course you're going to get all of the different hands, and then they included different batons too. So you have the solo batons for you know, cracking skulls. Oop, as I drop a hand. All right. You also get options for the baton holders. So it looks like I have 2 of these. So they gave me 2 of these that, yeah, they port in on the thigh. So the Legends one is an actual separate piece that if you really wanted to slide that down and off, you could. I don't know why you would do that for a Daredevil. But these port on. Hang on. Which, this is a good thing, by the way, that I do have that struggle. There we go. But that's how it will look without that. Oh, that's what it is. Okay, this is how great this option is. This one is both batons. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. I was getting a phone call. My phone bugged out, but I guess we're good. We're good. Okay. So yes, these port on, plenty of options. And chat, I will be... Uh-oh. Can you hear me? King Studios, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I know it glitched out because I was getting a phone call. So, you good? Can you hear me now? So this ports in like so. And then you get 2 batons. All right, sound is back. Thank you, Grumps. All right, so this baton, it's a baton set. Look at how long and crazy this wire is. So many different setups and options. Now, if you do end up getting this, be careful because I already have this splitting because this is just a wire ported in, like a coated wire. And yeah, it already split at the ends. I don't know if you can kind of see. Swoop. There you go. Unfortunate. I haven't decided how I'm going to address that at the moment. Super annoying. Because, you know, you get these from import sites and everything's a hassle. So that is annoying. But then they do give you also this guy, which is like a thrown baton. So this one, I believe... Yeah, was this... Or it hooks? It's a hook on this side. This is my first time really unraveling this one. So I don't know if that's meant more for him to swing on. I thought that would maybe slide into his hands, but that's not, oh, maybe it is. Okay. That does go in the fist. So I think maybe if you want to have a thrown baton, go in that option. The point is, you have so many different ways of using this figure, which is great. All right. So the 2 batons. Yeah, there's the second baton too. It still has the little wrist, like I think of like a Nintendo Switch, you know, strap. All right, and then he comes with 3 head sculpts. As I drop them. as I drop them. All right. So let me show off these 3 head sculpts here. You have the angry face. Angry face. Stoic face. Deep in thought. And then full-blown rage. Yeah. And these are really well done. I enjoy the Mafex style. Yeah, these look very cool. But I couldn't just leave well enough alone. So my friend Machu Toy, shout out to him once again, had painted and gotten these printed, and then he painted these awesome head sculpts here. So this guy is blue tacked on. That's how I load mine up. So I'm a big fan of that head sculpt. Look at how crazy that is. Look at those cheekbones. He did a great job on painting these guys, but here's one with him yelling. There we go. So this is just it's a crazy good figure. My recommendations, all right? So this is just in the grand scheme of things. If you were looking for just a solid Daredevil figure, you're not interested in the super articulation, although these guys do get really articulated, then I would look for someone selling one of these guys from the Bullseye 3-pack. Or if you like the stylings of the cell shading, go with the Hydra Man 2-pack. And then again, you can mix and match, or you get both like me, and then the other Daredevil Legends, and you just start acquiring other parts. But if you'd rather not go in that direction, because again, I do all of this to hopefully, I spend my money in hopes of helping you save some, then I would just dive into the Mafex. He's that good. It's a different body than the Nightwing figure, which I thought it would just be a straight up, repaint, but it's not. The joints are very smooth. I haven't had any scary tightness with them. So he moves really, really well. Gets great neck range. There we go. Just trying to show off some of that crunch. This is a whole different body from the Spidey figures I have, the Nightwing figure, which, again, that was just the one I assumed, oh, it's just going to be on that body. Nope. It's not. And then he does look really sharp in just vanilla posing too. If you try to get just some natural pose stances out of him. And I think it's just because of this paint job that they did. And not to just throw crotch in your face. But I was trying to show off here once again. Look at how they shadowed the abs, the thighs, the musculature. And that's throughout. So, yeah, I personally think if you only had one of these, you would be fine. You would be fine if you didn't need the latest and greatest hotness in the Matt Murdock realm. If you needed a comic action figure, I don't think that the Mafex was a necessary upgrade for every just fan of Daredevil. If you really love the character, then for sure, this is the way to go with the 3 different head sculpts, all the hands, and all of the batons and things that you want. But yeah, so there you go. Now, let me check the comments. I'm so sorry. When I'm doing these things and got the toys going, I know it's not as easy for me as I do on Sunday nights when I'm using StreamYard and having my set little show. So, man, Beast Boy's in the house. What's going on? He's a big boy, too. If that new Batman coming is the same size, it's pretty good. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Yeah, he's a nice size. He's beefy without being too beefy, if that makes sense. Also, shout out to another guy, once again, in case you stick with Legends, my friend D. Blake makes batons that are wired. He has them in 2 different lengths, too. So, again, sticking with one of these guys and then you can just upgrade the batons themselves to get that. Otherwise, this is the way to go. This is the way to go. I have very little criticism for this particular Mafex figure. I think they did a really wonderful job. They included all the hands that I want. I'm just trying to figure out, again, what to do with this. I think it is for throwing, but I could also be wrong. I just don't think that they would expect you to hang this from having him swing around. So I do think it's for throwing, like that. See how neat that is? It's so awesome. All right, let me scroll up a little bit more. Toy Odyssey's in the house. Mafex, Daredevil, and Bane are the 2 best single releases this year, for sure. That Bane figure, unbelievable. We are getting closer to that time of year where we start putting together our end-of-year lists. That Bane, I think, is definitely in my top 10 for sure. Retro Rocco, thanks for being here, man. Akash Tadaki, again, I'm trying to make sure I say everybody's names right. Sorry, I can't help you in that realm. Let's see, Betforce Grumps, awesome, getting some Yimmo in the office, love it, yeah, buddy. Who else is in the house? Alif, Cyan, thank you for hanging out this afternoon. But yeah, that's it. I hope this does help. If you are catching the replay, again, can't go wrong. Like, this is a justified purchase if you're going to go in the Mafex realm. However, if you haven't experienced that in hand and you have one of these and you're trying to save some money, these are wonderful. Either option, wonderful to own. And then you can always do like a $20 incremental upgrade by getting something from D. Blake, like one of those batons. Just so you know, this whole live, this topic today was voted on by the citizens of Yambonia. That's just a little channel member perk if you would like to support what I do here. If you're just discovering me, make sure you hit that subscribe button and, you know, follow along on all of the other toy nonsense that I get into over the course of a week. And I think I covered it all. Thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you know that. You know, I genuinely appreciate that. I have a couple other big boxes that I'm hoping to get to with some other little spontaneous lives this week. So yeah, like I said, hit that subscribe button, follow along, turn on the notifications. And other than that, I appreciate you listening to me talk about toys. Have a great rest of your day. And, you know, you can always catch me over on Instagram. See you later, everybody.